This is the Cannabis Podcast on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
Hello, everybody. This is Ian Beckles, and welcome back to the Cannabis Podcast. And I've been doing this podcast for a few years now, and it went from a podcast kind of turned into a webcast. And that's why we can do things like we're going to do today. I've talked about bringing in special guests, and this young man I was exposed to at 1025 The Bow when I was there for a couple of years. Mr. Steve Moonshine Miller, how are you, brother?
I'm doing great, Ian. It's great to see you, man. First of all, I don't know if I like being referred to as being exposed to.
Well,
that sounds like COVID or herpes, man. Like,
no,
I'm not
let's
sure.
not do that. Let's not do that. Well, Mr. Miller here is a comedian. He's been on the radio. You do a whole lot of things, and your name came across. We were doing this. We're actually doing an event on 710 with Creative Loafing.
Absolutely.
And they were talking about you actually writing for Creative Loafing about cannabis. Now, when is that all starting?
So I'm super excited. My first deadline is actually Friday.
Nice.
So the first column is going to drop next week.
Okay.
So it's a column dedicated to nothing but cannabis. So we talk about cannabis news, telling the reality about cannabis as a medicine, and cannabis as politics as well, right?
Wow,
like,
yeah.
All these people are starting to get out of jail for these long sentences.
Correct.
For a substance that never should have been illegal in the first place. So the world of cannabis is huge, from arts and culture,
Yep.
Music and everything. So we're going to cover it all, man.
That's exciting. That's what I'm trying to do with this podcast and webcast. And by the way, we're powered by Cureleaf, which is my favorite dispensary. Hopefully you've been to Cureleaf before.
I'm going to tell you, I am so excited to talk about Cureleaf because I just went there for the first time recently. So I just got my medical card a couple months ago.
Good for you.
Yeah, very excited about it. Like a lot of people, I started smoking way too young. I started experimenting with cannabis at 15.
Okay.
And then I stopped for a while.
Okay.
And because it wasn't really working for me. Then I realized I was doing it all wrong.
Sure.
Like, not everything has to be a blunt in a car with friends
Understandable,
until
yeah.
it's all gone.
Absolutely.
And then I'm wondering, why isn't cannabis working for me? It's like, I drank a whole bottle of Jaeger. I guess alcohol doesn't work for me. It's like, no, you did too much. So the only dispensary I've been to so far in Tampa is Cureleaf. I haven't gone to a different one because my experiences there have been so good.
Understandable.
Yeah.
See, mine was the other way around. I'm not going to bring up other names, but I went to another dispensary for the first few times, and I went to a couple others. And then everybody kept on telling me, Cureleaf. So I finally went, and I just understood. So you don't know the difference because you've only been there. It's just way more inviting, way more relaxing. The people are real chill. And to me, it's by far the best. The other one's a little bit more sterile to me, you know what I mean? I'm really easy. I'm trying to be an easygoing guy. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Talking about cannabis, right?
Talking about cannabis, you know, how tight and, hemmed up can you be when you're talking about
Well, I go
cannabis?
all the way up, but that's only because I don't have a chest exposed.
Well, that's your look,
I've been
brother.
missing out my pecs.
We all got to look. Now, you say you were exposed to cannabis at 15.
Yeah.
I didn't start smoking until I was 35.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're late bloomer.
Yeah, I was very late. I'm catching up, though.
Yeah.
I'm making up for some lost time. Having played football, we got drug tested a lot.
Right.
It's a lot different now with the NFL. They're actually allowing them to do it now, which they should have ages ago. And they're finally trying to ease up on that a little bit. But so you just got your medical marijuana card.
Man.
Now you're the best person to talk to about this. First of all, if anybody wants to get their card, we're gonna have a bus outside here at Dignitary Cafe the 28th of this month. Go to drcannabis.com. That's Dr. CANNABUS.com. We're going to be right outside here the 28th. We should be out here for a few days. And you can make your appointment and get your medical marijuana card the 28th through the 30th. Use the promo code Dignitary and you get a discount. Now, you're the first person to talk to about this because I got a bunch of other buddies and I have this discussion every single day. Do you have your medical marijuana card? Oh, I've been getting weed my way for years. I don't need none of that. I'm like, well, okay. Well, talk to somebody who has their card. Now, as somebody who's just exposed to a new card, tell me the difference.
It's night and day, man.
Thank you.
It is night and day. The quality of the product is it's not even comparable. Sure, I could find great weed.
Sure.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
Everybody can, but you can't always trust that it's what they say it's going to be.
Sure.
You can't always trust that it is what they say it is, And so for me, I got my medical card because I have anxiety issues.
Okay.
I get like panic attacks.
Sure.
So I was very focused on what I wanted to do with cannabis.
Okay.
So I was able to go in and be walked through the process, shown all these different options. Yeah, you can show up to to a non-reputable source. You can show up to your dealer, and they may have a drawer full of a bunch of different stuff.
Right.
You don't know if you can trust it or not. You don't know if it's really Northern Lights.
Fact.
You don't know exactly what it is. But through this process, I was guided, and every time that I use cannabis now, it is look, it's to enjoy it as well and to make my life a little better.
Sure.
And it always does the intended effect.
Yeah.
Like at night after, I've never been. A lot of people are like, I'm gonna have a glass of scotch after a long day. I always have 5 glasses of scotch after a long day.
Understandable.
So I dial that back.
Yeah.
But with cannabis, it's I can really regulate my dosage.
Sure.
I know exactly what I'm getting, and the process was seamless. And there was a lot of chatter even before I got my car. It was like, oh, it's so much more expensive. It's and it's not
so much cheaper.
It's
I think it's so much cheaper.
I go to Curaleaf and it's BOGO. What?
Always know.
So I'm gonna buy. I never got BOGO from a dealer ever in my life, man. Never a single time.
That's true. That's true.
You walk in and it's like, okay, what are our specials today? They're right up front. This is what's happening.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I go to Curaleaf probably once a week. Okay, maybe 2. And every time I walk in, hey Ian, how you doing? Good. What's special? First question. Some days it's 35% off. Some days buy 2 get 2 free.
Yeah.
So the other day was buy a third, 3/8 and get a 3/8 free, and it's like they're giving away marijuana.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
And you're right about your dealer on the street. He ain't gonna give you no 10% discount or nothing.
He's the only one that gets a discount because you got to smoke with him sometimes.
That's probably about right. Yeah, but you're right about this with marijuana and how it's changed throughout the years. It used to be a fat sack of marijuana and stems and all that kind of stuff. Now, when you buy it from your dealer, there's stems and stuff in there. When you buy it from the dispensary, it's cleaned up perfect, and it's science to the 1/1000th of a decimal point.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know why anybody wouldn't do that at this point. It's the safe and legal way to do it.
Exactly. And look, I love craft beer. But if you make craft beer in your bathtub at home, I'm not interested.
That's understandable.
I'm cool with
That's
it. I'm fine. I'll go ahead and drink this Cigar City.
Although a lot of craft beer started off there.
No, it does. Look, I'm not going to knock it. I brewed some bad beer in my day as well.
Yeah.
I'll try it or whatever, but it's not the same thing.
Sure.
And that's to me is the equation I always come back to.
Yep. So you say you're doing it for anxiety.
Yep.
If you ask me why I'm smoking marijuana, my answer is usually because I like to smoke marijuana.
That's a great answer. I also need marijuana to get high. I've been told this as well.
Correct, yes. And listen, I heard through the grapevine that Queen Elizabeth used to smoke marijuana for her menstrual cramps.
Oh, are you serious?
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever reason you need.
Everybody has a reason why they're smoking marijuana, but the thing is, they're all smoking marijuana. So you said it's more of a process now. So anxiety, is it something that you're microdosing through the day to stop the anxiety attacks? Do you take a little bit more at night to help you sleep? How do you do it?
That's exactly what I do, man.
Yeah.
I'm throughout the day maintaining. My go-to is the vape. Okay. I love hitting the vape. I got a nice indica that I put in there.
Yeah, I got one in my pocket right now.
Yeah, just go through the day like that, a little bit at a time. And then, on the weekends or before bed, maybe we're taking a couple, maybe rub the doses to help with sleep.
Of course.
And if I don't, and if I'm going to be doing something creative, I like to get into some edibles. Something creative or some fun, I'll get into some edibles.
Well, that was my next question. Have you dabbled in the edibles?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people are scared of the edibles. I understand, because you can't really smoke yourself stupid, but you can eat yourself stupid.
Yeah. Real quick.
Stupid.
Real quick. And I've done it. I've done it. I've never done it from a dispensary. Though. You know what I mean? I've never done it from a regulated standpoint.
You know what's funny? Neither have I.
Yeah.
I've done it when I got stuff off the street.
Exactly.
Like you don't know what's going to be in there,
Just some hippie at Skipper Smokehouse brewed up a batch of brownies, and I figure I better have 2, because obviously I like brownies.
Yeah.
By the way, we got to talk about these seats, because this angle, camera guys, we got to do something about this angle. This isn't helping anybody. So I got a problem with the brownies. Ian, come on, man. You're not a thin guy. Anyways,
I wouldn't worry about anybody looking too thin in this shot right here. So.
No, but the last time I made edibles on my own, I brewed up some brownies. So I made the can of butter out of it, made the brownies out of it, and then I did the classic dummy move. Right? I took the one, and I was like, all right.
Famous last
wait
words.
2 hours, man. Just wait the 2 hours.
Famous last words, yeah.
Didn't. An hour in, I'm like, I must have messed it up. Eat the other one. And life was so good for like 20, 25 minutes, man.
Yeah, but then it went straight downhill.
Bro, so quickly.
Downhill.
Nothing made sense. I couldn't understand anything. Do you remember that old 911 call from the cop? Like he took out, he's like, I think I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah, you're dying.
Yeah.
I got there a couple times, and I've told these stories before. And also, a buddy of mine, before the dispensaries and all those, was a few years ago, he said, I need some weed. I want to make some brownies. So I gave him like a quarter ounce of my top-notch weed that I was paying a lot of money for.
Right.
And I happened to have like a year's worth of keef on the bottom of my grinder. A year. Like I opened it, he's like, whoa. Well, he put all of them in one batch of brownies. And I had a football game that Sunday, and everybody came to my house to watch the game. And it was like the Night of the Living Dead.
Really?
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. Like, I don't know how many people called me on the way home, stopped and pulled off on the street.
Right.
Like
I can't do it.
They couldn't do it.
Do it,
you know
man.
what I mean? And I was fine, and everybody else was tripping out. So, like I said, it's funny you say that. I never really realized that, but the two situations that I had with edibles were with ones off the street and not from the dispensary.
I mean, how am I going to figure out how many milligrams of THC is in the butter I just made while I was half drunk on PBR in my kitchen?
It's a good
I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
Yeah, well, my buddy used to give me the edibles. I used to tell him that batch was stronger. That batch wasn't as strong.
Right.
So that should tell you right there
how
much it varies. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Seriously, but and listen, I'm getting into edibles. I can't do daytime edibles.
No.
Nighttime edibles.
Yeah.
Because we speak for a living.
Yes.
And you don't want to be a babbling idiot.
Oh, I can't.
And I can't remember anything with edibles.
I think if I took an edible and had to go on stage and perform, I'd probably just have to cancel the show, man. I don't think I could do it.
No,
I don't think I could do it.
I don't know. I love comedy as you do. Do you smoke before you go up on stage?
I'll take a little before I go on stage. Sure,
just a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't like to get high.
Yeah.
I like to just get a little mellow, get a little stoned. You know, just forget about everything, be able to live in the moment. Yeah?
Yeah.
You get high on air, like broadcasting as well?
I have been. I don't anymore.
Yeah.
I have, way back in the day when it was a Ron and Ian show, way back, and, Ron went through some times when he was drinking and, not on air, but, we were just different, younger people.
Sure.
I would get there blasted and, I didn't have as many responsibilities. Now it's the Beckles and Retcher show.
Yeah.
When your name is first, there's a lot more responsibilities.
Yeah.
There's a lot more reads, and you got to know this and the timing in and out. And if you're blasted, that ain't going to work. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't get blasted that much anymore. Like, I just, take a couple hits during the day.
Yeah.
It just kind of takes the edge off.
That's it.
And at nighttime, then I'll get over to a certain point where I'm just going to, be asleep.
Right. When my work is done, when everything is done,
yes,
and I don't have any more responsibilities, and I can put on some music and just realize that I never heard that horn before.
Yeah, right.
Then it's time to go.
That's funny. If I find you turn yourself into my boy from Half Baked. You ever listen to that on weed?
On weed?
No,
yeah.
but that's real though.
It absolutely. And when I started, and when I got my card, and I started regularly using cannabis again, and because it had been a little bit of time, I was like, my God, music is so good. Music is so good.
It's funny you say horns. You're like, what was that sound in the back?
Yeah.
Like I'd never heard that before. Or you're eating, you're like, what's that taste?
Oh.
Everything
gets a little better with cannabis, man.
I don't know the last time I went to a restaurant without getting high on the way there. Why? Why would you go to a restaurant and eat a beautiful meal and not be high?
Yeah, you want to, if you're training for a marathon, you train.
Correct.
Right? You get your body right for the event.
Yeah,
we're just getting our body right for the event.
That's all.
I'm not walking into Ruth Chris stone sober, man. I need to be ready for this experience. Those chefs put a lot of work into it, Ian.
That is true.
And who am I to take away
and this is real talk, everybody, and listen to me closely. Whoever made that movie, or whoever made that food, or whatever you're about to indulge in, was high. Okay?
Yes.
So who was doing an interview one time? Somebody said, who's the last person to ever create something without drugs? And the other guy's looking, goes, I don't think it's ever happened.
I think that's correct.
Like, what musician didn't do drugs?
Imagine Jimi Hendrix without psychedelics.
So
boring.
You know the one artist everybody said didn't do drugs? Who was? It was Prince.
Yeah.
And then he died of
overdose, right?
Yeah.
You know who's stone sober? Ted Nugent. I don't like Ted Nugent, so I'm totally at peace
No,
with this.
everybody like Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
Not a big. He
No.
looks. He needs to smoke.
He does. He should have.
Oh,
he should have.
Absolutely should.
Less time killing deers, more time getting high.
No doubt.
Everything
no
will
doubt.
be all right.
So have you messed with the tinctures and stuff like that?
Tinctures
yet?
I haven't gotten into yet. I'll tell you what I'm interested in is the shatter and the dabs.
Okay.
That's another place I haven't gone to yet.
You haven't been there yet?
No,
Okay.
no. Because I know the whole event coming up at Pepin,
Yeah.
that's after oil, right? So it's 710?
Correct,
So we're
correct.
flipping it?
Well, yeah, that's 710 upside down says oil. Okay,
Yeah.
and so it's like a 420 number
Right.
in the weed world. But it just happened to be open. I go 710, and let's look and see if this is open at Pepin, and it was open, and that's it right there. This is the event right here. It's gonna be Tampa Bay Cannabis, and sponsored by Dignitary and Creative Loafing. You can go to TampaBayCannabis.com to get your tickets, and I guess you get some discounts if you get there
That's
early.
gonna be fun, man.
But there's gonna be some cool vendors there. I went to an event over there in Sarasota. It was SRQ 420, and there was an outdoor thing. Ours gonna be maybe a little classier. But these cannabis fests have been done throughout the country, everywhere.
Yeah.
Just to bring like-minded people in there.
Now, are you
Everybody has a
are
great
you able to
time.
indulge in that environment?
No.
No?
Well, there's no way you can really do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not really. You can't say, hey, guys, come on in. Now, I'm going to say this. At the Sarasota Fest, everybody's walking around smoking.
Yeah, it's
Everybody.
outdoors, right? So you can sort of get away with
Anything
it more.
outdoors, but I can see
Yeah.
everybody's walking outside. I can see the smoke wafting outside at the Pepin Hospitality.
Of course.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And for those who don't have your medical marijuana card, you can just get your card right there in the Dr. Cannabis. So
Perfect.
you get yourself ready to rock. So you haven't really messed with the tinctures much. You like the edibles.
Yeah, I've been all edibles and vape. I like to get some flower. Because I still like smoking a joint. I still like sitting down,
That's
put on some music and just smoking a
experience.
joint
It's
a little bit.
experience.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because that takes me back.
Correct.
Because the first time I ever bought weed, when I was 15, it was me and my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So we're both 15. We don't know what to do. We don't know what's going on. We didn't have any rolling papers. The guy that sold it to us didn't give us anything to smoke out of. So we're just trying to roll it up in napkins.
Oh,
So,
jeez.
Ian, it took me a long time to get high when I was 15. I didn't know what I was doing.
And napkins.
Napkins, man.
Oh,
so of course it didn't work.
That's
You know what
ghetto
I mean?
as hell.
Oh, it's the worst.
That's a terrible bird. I can
It's
see
the
it right
worst.
now. It's real
yeah,
bad.
Yeah, nobody wins with that.
And that the whole shatter and the crumble thing. I'm not crazy versed on it, although I have an apparatus, the Terpen XL.
Ooh.
It's real easy. Just pull the top off, and you take the shatter, put it at the end, and just hit it, and it's a real good high, actually.
Yeah,
actually a little later I may let you indulge a little bit.
Yeah, I would like that.
You know what I mean?
like that very much.
Yeah, no
I think
doubt.
it's going to be important to prepare my mind for Cannabis
That's what I'm saying.
and
though.
for the meal that I'm going to have later.
Yeah, absolutely. It's right around the corner. Now, have you ever indulged with cooking with cannabis yet?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Like that's what I was saying. Well, not since I've had my car.
Okay.
But the one thing that I saw that had a cure leaf that I was interested in is that drink additive. Have you seen that squirt or whatever?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say this: it's cool. It's just not a lot. There's not a lot of milligrams of it. You know what I mean?
Well then,
you squirt one thing and it's 5 milligrams.
Yeah.
That's not really my world.
Yeah, we're not getting there.
No, 5 milligrams is you gotta.
Yeah.
My milligrams don't start at 5. you know what I'm saying? Like that, I walk in there. They
We
go,
got to put a 0 at the end of that 5.
Please. When I go to Curaleaf, they'll say, "Do you want the 5 milligrams or 10 milligram gummies?" I go,
Right.
"Come on, now,
Come
come
on.
on." You know, that's like when you go to a restaurant. You want the 6 ounce or the 8 ounce? I will slap you. You'll give me a 6 ounce steak.
Give me 2 of the 6
Shame
ounces.
on
And an
you.
8 ounce.
You know what I mean? No doubt. But yeah, I'm starting to dabble a little bit in some of the tinctures, and at Curaleaf they do other stuff, you put in the waters and stuff like that, and that's daytime stuff mostly for a lot of people, and that's not really me though. Like I said, like the tinctures at night. Sometimes I put some of my water to ease it down if I'm not drinking as much, which I'm going. I just started today a 30-day cleansing.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna cleanse my body out a little bit.
What are you doing for that? You got like a specific regimen, it's like a whole 30 type
It's
thing?
a whole 30-day diet as far as what you eat, what you drink. I'm cutting the coffee out. I'm drinking more tea. Here at Dignitary Cafe, we have Kratom tea now.
Oh, that's good stuff.
So I'm chilling with that
Yeah,
now.
that's
So,
nice.
So instead of it's not in lieu of the alcohol, but the Kratom will give you a little buzz, you know. Like at night tonight, I'll have a little Kratom and smoke a little bit. Kratom tea and herb go together.
See, this I have not done yet.
Well,
this I must
It's
do.
really, really, really nice. Yeah, it just kind of balances it up real nice. a buddy of mine came through here and brought me kilos of kratom. You know what I mean? I was like, I hope the cops don't roll up in here. You know what I mean? They literally look like big, blocks of cocaine.
Yeah, like roll up on the beach in Miami.
I don't mess with, by the way. I don't mess with cocaine.
Look, hey.
It's not good for you.
Everybody gets to do what they want to do. Of course, there's no judgment here.
That's what I'm saying.
If you were going to bring Ian cocaine and, you didn't, and he said no to you, there are other options in the room currently.
Yeah, I would.
Look, man, like those days are behind me.
No, sure.
And I had fun doing it, but I never woke up and said, "Geez, I'm glad I did cocaine."
I've never heard anybody say. I've never heard somebody go, "Man, I really missed the days of doing cocaine."
No, nobody does.
I heard Quaaludes. I heard of that.
Yeah. It's always the downers, right? It's always the stuff that relaxes
it's true.
you.
Yeah.
In this world that we live in, do I need to be on edge with speed? Is that what I need to do?
No, absolutely not.
I need to get all jacked up and paranoid on speed and then read the news and watch everything burning? No, thanks, man.
Most of this country needs to come down.
Yeah.
They most of them need to come down and just relax. And some of the people that are against marijuana right now, I feel like saying, you're the first culprits that need to smoke a blunt.
Exactly.
Smoke a blunt and relax yourself.
Yeah, and think about what you're doing.
Stop worrying about other people's shit.
Yes. See, I think the next presidential debate should happen in these chairs. Just if you just take those dudes in their suits and sit them down here, here. Let's talk.
And take them out of the suits.
Let's talk. Exactly.
Take them out of the suits.
Yeah.
Some of those people, though, and a lot of times when I do this show by myself, I'll talk about the political side of some things.
Right.
The different regulations, and there's rules and regulations changing every single day.
Yeah.
But some of these tough suits, you'd like to get them out of the suits.
Yeah. Show me your human side.
Yeah.
Show me your human side. I think that's what people liked about Trump, is that at least he talked like a normal human being talks.
Is that what they liked about him?
Well, prove that in the racism. But I mean,
read
the comments, people. I didn't like the fat guy with the mustache. That Antifa guy on the Ian Beckles show was a bit too much for me.
Yeah, I have a couple other podcasts. I have a football podcast, and I have
In the Trenches,
In the Trenches, and a government one too, a Flavor in Your Ear. And if you listen to it, you're quite aware that I'm not a huge Donald Trump fan.
Oh, yes.
It's just, I don't know what it's something about him, but just,
I'm not sure. I can't tell if it's the incompetence or the ignorance. There's one of the two. I can't put my finger on it.
And you know what's funny? Those are not even high up on the list. They're not.
But they're on the list.
They're on the list.
What's number one with a bullet for you?
I just think he represents what's wrong with America to begin with.
Dude, that is it. That is it.
The
value system is all wrong,
rich
right?
Daddy gave you all your money, so you could fuck off all that money and tell everybody you're a good businessman.
Yeah.
You know how much money my parents gave me? Zero.
Exactly.
Okay, and not only that, when they both passed, you know what they left me? Bills.
Debt.
They said his daddy gave him. You know what the number was? $432 million throughout the years. I could have a freaking jet with my name on the side.
And somehow he was able to turn that into $500 million.
That's what I'm saying. And he really didn't, though. When you look at how much he's owed. But anyways, we don't want to get too political. We're more about smoking that thing. So which Cure Leaf do you normally go to?
I live in North Tampa. I live way up in North. They live in North of Carolyn.
So one of the Lutz, Del
exactly.
Mabry.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, that's
my spot.
I haven't been in it. I've been driven by it, and like I said, the Cure Leaves are all over the place. The one over here is the one I go to on Gandhi, and if you live here in the Bay Area, there's one near you.
They're everywhere.
Just Google it, but there's dispensaries everywhere.
I love it.
They're just everywhere.
I love it, man. Like I always felt like, even when I was younger and using cannabis, at that age, and I was like, this has got to be legal at some point.
It has to.
Like at a certain point,
Sure.
And it took a while. It took 30 years until Florida got it, at least, and I'm sure recreational is going to be on the heels of it sooner than later.
When do you think? Like, I've asked some people were like. Some people last year were saying this year, and I'm like, a couple of years maybe.
It'll take a couple of years.
Yeah,
I think you look at places like case studies like Colorado, they're making so much tax money off it. There's no issues involved with it whatsoever. Yeah. And then you have cannabis tourism that goes along with it. It is a complete miss for Florida not to be recreational, because before everybody else does too. Because there's still some tourism involved with it. Like people will go to Seattle or they'll go to Colorado because I'm choosing where I want to go on my vacation. I want to go somewhere where cannabis is legal.
Of course they do.
But everybody wants to go to Florida anyway, so you put those two things together, man. So I would hope that even people that may be morally opposed to it, you could talk to them about dollars and cents of it too. You're just leaving money on the table.
Correct.
Hey, let's not raise property taxes. Let's not have more sales tax. Let's just have a cannabis tax, and we double it up with a tourist cannabis tax. Why not? Because F them. And
morally opposed anymore? I don't know anymore. Like, if somebody's morally opposed,
do you think anybody really is?
No.
Right? Like they're just pretending
it's
to
just
be morally
politics.
opposed.
It's just politics.
Yeah, has to be.
Okay, if I say if you're morally opposed, then back it up with something.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing else to come with
because
it.
if you're going to tell me you're morally opposed, but you're okay with alcohol,
Correct.
you're way off.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you're like none of it, I don't want to hang out with you. But at least I can respect the consistency. Sure. But I don't want to hang out with you.
Sure. But the numbers are there. The numbers are. It's just bringing money to our communities. The domestic abuse goes down.
Yep.
Alcoholism goes down.
Yep. Drunk driving accidents, drunk driving injuries, all that stuff goes down.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, but Steve Moonshine Miller, once again, I met you way back when on the boat.
Yeah, we did a couple shows together. Yeah,
absolutely. So you social media guy?
I am, absolutely. Steve Miller 813 on everything.
Steve Miller 813.
Always repping Tampa.
If anybody wants to hit me up, I'm mostly Instagram guy. It's Ian_Beckles, and Mr. Miller's going to be there on 7/10.
Absolutely.
For the Cannabis, which is going to be at Pepin Distributing. It's going to be a higher end thing now. I mean, once again, we're not a pretentious bunch, but it's not going to be like that, fest where you're outside, everybody's smoking, and it's dusty.
So no Birkenstocks?
Oh no, there's going to be Birkenstocks. People are going to be smelling like patchouli, all that kind of stuff like that. I'm going to probably bring some incense in there to burn.
Sure,
okay?
You got to.
Because I have incense burning in here all the time. It makes me feel at ease. It's going to be a real easygoing atmosphere. I'm going to do some of the DJing myself.
Nice.
Pulling off all on the side all my marijuana songs.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Starting with Rick James, little Mary Jane, and go down from there. But yeah, it's going to be a good time though.
I'm looking forward to
Absolutely.
it, man.
So next week is going to be your first Creative Loafing article?
Creative Loafing column.
Perfect.
I'm not sure the exact day that's dropping. It'll be on digital first, and then we'll see if it's going to wind up in print or not. But yeah, I'm really excited to it. So we're going to be talking about cannabis. The Creative Loafing is behind it, and we're going to be spreading cannabis science, cannabis news, and cannabis culture and stories.
I love it, bro.
Yeah, me too.
I know James Howard. I just hung out with him. Him and myself put this whole event together. I've known James for a while. Nice dude, man.
Absolutely.
Nice dude.
Love the people at the Creative
Absolutely.
Loafing,
Just easygoing people.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. So, Steve Moonshine Miller, make sure you follow him. And if you're coming to the event on 7/10, he's going to be somewhere. I'm sure he's not going to be too hard to find.
You'll spot me.
Yeah, he's about as hard to find as I am. And if we're together, then it's just going to be a debacle.
That's
that whole thing. But everybody, I appreciate you listening in. Get out there and smoke something delicious this week. I know I will. Peace out. Be good.
For more information on medical cannabis, make sure to follow Ian Beckles on Twitter @Ian Beckles. This has been the Cannabis Podcast on Radio Influence.